Right, what's going on everybody, it's me, Abyss Fusion, and welcome back to another video on the channel, welcome back to another review, and welcome back to another episode of the Chill Corner. Today, we are going to discuss the brand new episode of Demon Slayer Season 4, and it primarily involves Riichiro Tokito, and there's a much more deeper meaning behind it, and I know I didn't speak about episode 3 last week, but I want to talk about this particular episode while it's still fresh in my mind, because I just finished watching it. It came out literally less than an hour ago. Just finished watching it, and I want to get this review done out the way. It's going to be a very short video, not going to be very long, because there's not really much massive to talk about, but there is some character development that we are going to talk about, and one particular scene that we're going to talk about as well. So without further ado, let's talk about the newest episode of Demon Slayer. So this episode, it primarily involves Morichiro, and I'm sorry if I'm botching the name, Morichiro, and it has a more deeper meaning behind it. So the one thing I was expecting coming out of this episode, when they gave us a teaser last week after the previous episode, I expected big character development improvement. So what I mean by that is that I expected Morichiro to be more open, be more out of his shell, because the first time we encountered him all the way back in season 1, it was like he wasn't human. It was like he was just a shell of a former self, and the whole situation in season 3, him coming out of the shell to save people, you know, because he was putting the main chief in charge, and then he took the actions to his own and started saving more people in season 3. Now, the episode doesn't really have much going for it apart from two things. Number one, Morichiro's character development. Number two, the battle between three Hashiras. This episode was very, very nice in terms of finding out if he had came out of his shell, Morichiro, and the relationship between Tanjiro and Morichiro is very interesting, and it's also Tanjiro is very important to Morichiro's character development when it comes to coming out of his shell and being who he is. And to me, Morichiro's the first few minutes of the episode, Morichiro smiles. He fucking smiles at Tanjiro. Morichiro's character development in the episode, you know, it's very cute. We see him smile, we see him laugh, we see him interact with other people, you know, the generic demon slayers that he was training. But also we see a more heartwarming Morichiro. We learn that he likes to make paper planes, he likes to interact. I mean, then again, Morichiro, while he has the behavior of an adult in a way, because he is a Hashira, I believe he's only 14 as far as I'm aware, and if I'm remembering correctly, he's only 14, so he's pretty much a very young teenager in anime terms anyway. So you could argue he still has the brain mentality of a somewhat young teenager, and it does show a little bit when he's, you know, playing with the paper airplanes with the other demon slayers, and he's just having a happy time. And his recovery arc, as I'm calling it, his recovery to being back to who he was in terms of a human with emotions, it shows in the episode that he has his emotions back, his happiness, his sadness, his ability to just not take shit from anybody, but still give constructive criticism to the other demon slayers. He doesn't mean it in a harsh way, he just doesn't want anyone else to die. Another quick thing to talk about, and it was probably my favorite scene in the episode, and it was Sanemi Shinazugawa versus Obanai. But then Morichiro comes in, then it becomes Morichiro versus Sanemi and Obanai, because basically Sanemi and Obanai, they were training with each other in the Hashira way, and then Morichiro comes in, asks to be a part of it, and it becomes a 2v1, Morichiro versus Sanemi Shinazugawa and Obanai. And Morichiro really holds himself well. They don't show the whole fight, it's only like about a minute and a half at best before the fight is over, because they cut it, which is bad in my opinion. I wish they would have showed a bit more, but the fight itself, very short but very memorable. It's just awesome. Three Hashiras facing each other in a training way and in a very kind and collective way. But another thing as well to note, I'm trying to remember the name of it, but the lady from season 3 with the guitar, Miwa lady, I think that's who she is. She appears in the episode, and she is hunting down to try to figure out where Nezuko and the master is, and she is now upper rank. She has an upper rank symbol in her eyeball. She's sending multiple little minion eyeballs, I think that's what they were, to try to find the master, or try to find Nezuko at best. and now she has been converted into an upper rank. I think she's now upper rank 4, if I'm remembering the numbers in terms of Japanese language. Upper rank 4. She's replaced one of the previous upper ranks, so I think she's upper rank 4 or 5. Can't remember. I don't know Japanese numbers that well, but that itself is getting interesting. She's getting unbelievably closer to finding out where the master is or where Nezuko is, so that's going to be very frightening to see. But to see her now an upper rank, if you haven't seen the manga anyway, that itself is terrifying. The upper rank number that has been destroyed in the previous episode has now been refilled by that lady, so the upper rank numbers are slowly starting to come back to what it was. Which is terrifying in a way, especially for the Demon Slayers, when they realize that the upper rank numbers that have been destroyed have now been refilled by other, demons. And that's terrifying. However, that's all I realistically have to say about this episode. It was a really heartwarming episode. Very calm, very collective, and very cute in some ways. But apart from that, nothing really else I can talk about the episode. I will talk about next week's episode as well, the moment it comes out and after I watched it. I think that's what I'm going to do from now on when it comes to Demon Slayer. So if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to hit the like button, possibly share it with a friend, family, or relative, and check the description below for my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Twitch. I'm always active on Instagram. I'm no longer active on Twitter because Twitter is the dog's bollocks, but I stream 3 times a week over on Twitch. So yeah. And as always, I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you all in the next episode that we do. Peace out. Love you all. See you later.